I've got the book The Yellow Bus by Loren Long, and I'm going to show you exactly what questions to ask your child when you read this book so that you're getting the most out of reading comprehension. The themes developed in this book are finding joy and purpose in unexpected places, the passage of time, controlling your perspective, the power of service, embracing change, helping others, and resilience. All right, a handful of pages in. The first question, central idea, who is the main character and what does it want to do? This is just establishing who's who in this book and just some basic stuff. So the main character is actually the bus. And what does the bus want to do? The bus simply wants to help others. It wants to be of service. It wants to have purpose because it finds joy in that. The bus finds joy in the service it provides to its passengers. It feels purpose through the service that it provides its passengers, and that brings it joy. That is what the bus wants throughout the book. So those are themes immediately being developed. The idea of joy in helping others, the joy in service, and the joy of having a purpose. All right, jumping forward. The illustrations are important here because you kind of need to notice a little bit the passage of time through like how things get a little bit more modern, things look a little old-fashioned, things look a little bit more modern. All right, the next question. You can see the bus no longer has little kids on it. Character development. How does the bus react when it isn't a school bus for children anymore? So the school bus doesn't mind that its role and purpose has changed. It is embracing this change. It is resilient through this change. It does not mourn the loss of its first purpose and service. It continues to find joy in the service that it provides. And through this, we can see that the bus is gaining perspective, right? Like that time in my life is different from this time in my life, and I have perspective about that, and I am still finding joy and purpose in what I'm doing because, again, the bus is still being of service to people. The bus still has a purpose, and both of those things are still bringing the bus joy, even though now it has like completely changed. Okay? And next question, that's just gonna keep happening to the bus. It's gonna keep getting repurposed and finding new perspective in where it's at in its bus life and finding joy in that. All right, next question, integrating visual information. How does the picture and words work together to help us understand what is happening? Okay, so here, a little dip in the bus's life. The words say the yellow bus was empty and the picture is very dark. It shows the depth of the empty bus. So here, this kind of confirms the idea that the bus really finds its purpose in helping others. It finds its service in helping others. That is where it finds meaning in its life. And when it does not have those things, it feels sad and alone. So this is kind of just reaffirming like what the bus deeply wants in its life and what it needs, what brings it joy, what brings it purpose, because at one point the bus finds itself alone. It's kind of like the first time that the bus was retired, like it's no longer driving people around. Next question, jumping forward several pages. Key details. What key details help us understand what fills the bus with joy? Okay, so here, the bus is no longer even helping people. It's not providing a service to people. It is not providing any service to people. It's just goats. But the goats climb on, they moo, they go clip clop. The yellow bus didn't carry them from one important place to another, so the bus is no longer being a bus. It's no longer being used for transportation. But it's providing companionship, and so the goats still fill the bus with joy because they are there, they are together. The bus is, I guess you can say it's like giving the goats a place to play and hang out and be together. So in that way, the bus is still like okay, I'm like doing a lot less here. I'm not literally driving these goats around, but I'm still providing them a place to come together, to play. They seem happy, so I am happy with that. So that is definitely a big step in the perspective of the bus that the bus has on its life, because it's not like, it was designed to move people around and it is no longer able to do that. However, the bus's perspective has changed and evolved with time so that it is still finding joy in the fact that these goats are just hanging around and climbing all over it. So it's still finding perspective and identifying like, this is the service that I'm doing at this part in my life and I am happy with that. We're really getting into a lot of the themes here. The bus is embracing the change. The bus is still embracing the fact that it is helping others. The bus is showing resilience through all of these changes in its life. Still finding joy and purpose. And of course, like, we're definitely really showing here the passage of time, because again, the bus is no longer able to do what it was originally designed for. It can't drive around anymore. Okay, so now we have a dam being built. The goat herder came and got his goats out. So a dam being built, you know what is next. When a dam is built, that means it's going to be filled up with water, and the bus is eventually sunk under the water. And now we have fish. All right, next question, key detail. What key details help us understand the passage of time? So you can pick out a lot of different things, like a school bus obviously first is a school bus, which was its original purpose, and then it was retired to be a bus for a retirement home, and then it kind of just sat under a bridge for a while, and then it was moved to a pasture, and then the goats climbed on it, and then a dam was built, and now it's under the water. So you can see how in the bus's lifespan, like, a lot of things changed around it. Now it is literally sunk at the bottom of a man-made lake. So a lot of like details along the timeline of this bus's life that you can identify to indicate the passage of time. I think this is, yeah, last question, central idea. What do we learn as a reader? And of course, the bus is still happy. All these fish really love swimming around the bus. And of course, we know that that makes the bus happy. So what do we learn as a reader? We learn that once we find our purpose and we understand our place, that is going to bring us joy as a person. Like, having a purpose and then executing that purpose brings joy to a human. The passage of time, this is going to have to go with others, like controlling your perspective, because like life is not always going to be the exact same. It is going to change. And when you adapt and when you have perspective with the time in your changing life, then you can continue to find joy in different purposes, but like adjacent purposes. The power of service, of course, this bus, the only thing it wanted to do was to be of service to people and or animals, whether it's literally driving them around or literally just being a place where they can congregate. Embracing change, helping others, resilience. So yeah, this is definitely an unexpected place to find a lot of different lessons about life and adapting to life and finding joy in different phases of life. And that is The Yellow Bus by Loren Long.